All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for the Sustainable Community Development Network webinar. We are hosting this series of webinars. This is, I think, our fifth one or sixth one this year with the Local Government Academy. Thank you very much for local government's collaboration. And today we're going to talk about utilities and collaborating on utility work with municipalities and utility companies to ensure that we have provide better services for our customers and for our businesses. We today will have Coordinate PA with us, the program Coordinate PA, which is run by the Pennsylvania One Call. We also have Connect, the Congress of Neighboring Communities, with us today to talk about this. And we're excited about the program. I'm going to mention a few things. First and foremost, if you have questions today, please take note of this email address, which is gbutler@localgovernmentacademy.org. There isn't a chat feature in this video, so you'll have to send Greg an email if you have a question, and we welcome questions. We hear that this might be a record-breaking crowd today, so we're excited that there's going to be a lot of people online. So please email your questions as soon as you have them. We have 2 designated places for breaks during the program, so that you can ask those questions. Please feel free to do so at any time during the webinar. We're excited to present this to you. So please take note, gbutler@localgovernmentacademy.org. I'll show it. We'll probably mention it again later, but take note of it now. So if you have any questions, send Greg an email. This webinar series that we've been doing with Local Government Academy over the course of the last 2 or 3 years. It's been a great success for both of us. We're happy about it. We have 3 webinars coming up in the next 3 months, actually at the end of this month and then September and October. One on eco-districts on August 30th. So if you want to hear about the eco-districts planning process, we have one on September 26th on how to save energy and illustrate that impact with Portfolio Manager, the Energy Star program that is run by the Department of Energy. And then on October 30th, PennCEF, which is a state financing program, and Green Building Alliance are going to come together and talk to you about how you can fund large-scale energy efficiency programs in your municipality. And so you can learn how to track them, and then the next month you can learn how to invest in them. So we're excited about those programs. And then we're also doing a forum, a Sustainable Community Development Forum, on September 12th at PNC Park. We're really excited about it. You're going to get to tour the facilities after the event. We're having the event in their conference, or not their the press conference room. So we think that's going to be a cool event. If you have any questions about that, you can email me. My email is jprice@sustainablepittsburgh.org. And that also will be listed at the end of the event, or at the end of this webinar as well, so you can capture it then. But jprice, just @sustainablepittsburgh.org. So today we have, as I mentioned, we have Pennsylvania One Call with us, and we have Connect. And one of the reasons that we're bringing this to you as a Sustainable Community Development Network program is it is exactly in line with sustainability. It talks about intergovernmental collaboration. It's a proactive planning tool. It saves money. It saves resources. All things that we push when we're talking about sustainability, when you can save your taxpayers money. So it talks about social equity. It talks about environmental quality, and it talks about economic success. So all of those things. And it limits carbon emissions and construction emissions. So those are all things we look for when we're trying to foster sustainability. So without further ado, I just wanted to give you a brief overview of what we're talking about, and thank you all for joining us. And now I'm going to turn it over to Kristen from Connect. Yep.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Jim, and thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here today to present to this record-breaking crowd. I can just feel the energy. My name is Kristen Michaels. I'm the Executive Director of Connect, the Congress of Neighboring Communities. And I wanted to just take a quick moment to talk about Connect in case some of you aren't aware of who we are and what we do, which I'm sure most of you aren't. Connect is a membership organization. We have 43 members, the city of Pittsburgh, and then 42 municipalities that surround the city of Pittsburgh. And what we do is we bring together these municipalities to collaborate on issues that are common to them. So we've worked on a number of issues since our inception. This is a map of our of our membership. We work on water sewer issues of transportation, issues of health, EMS provision. We've done things with LED lights. Basically, we bring our members together and they identify an issue, and then we go back, we assess the situation, we bring in partners, and we try to identify opportunities for collaboration and see what we can do. So obviously, as you can see here, infrastructure repair coordination is an issue that was brought to us by our membership. And the way this typically works for us is one of our member municipalities will come to a meeting with fellow members and say, hey, I'm tired of paving my road and having a utility come in and repave it 6 months later. Is this a problem for you as well? Heads are nodding around the table. Everyone agrees that this is something that Connect could probably work on and try to address. And so this happened, it was early 2015 that we started talking about this. And at the time, like pretty much everything else Connect works on, we weren't really sure where to start. So we started with the obvious places. We called all the major utility companies. We created a database. We said, hey, if we were to try to see how municipalities are currently coordinating and collaborating with utilities, and try to assess who's doing what. Are they sending Word documents saying what their paving plans are? Are they, is there a data platform where they are collaborating? Are they just making a phone call once a year to say, this is our paving plan? What does it look like, and how could it be better? So we spent, maybe 6 months trying to work with our membership and develop relationships with utilities to assess the situation. And then we did what we called, we hosted what we called utility summits. And these were 2 events in 2015. We had probably about 100 attendees at each of these events. And we really it was representatives of every major utility company that operates in the Connect service area, and representatives of the majority of our membership, the city of Pittsburgh, Allegheny County. And we really kind of laid it out there. We let everyone talk about their issues, their frustrations. We knew, of course, at that point that it was a big frustration for municipalities. And we, had a feeling it was probably also a frustration on the utility side. That was certainly confirmed at the summits that we had. And at the end of it, we came out with a set of goals. We knew that municipalities and utilities both wanted to address this. That was number one. They both agreed that they would put some resources and effort into making this relationship better and more productive. We knew that a goal would be a common data platform. We found that the majority of municipalities and utilities, maybe the best case scenario was that a Word document was being exchanged between parties with a list of paving plans. And then actually that wasn't the best. The best scenario was there might be one meeting where they would sit down with maps and exchange paving plans. But in this day and age, it seemed like there must be a way to use technology to make that to make comparing plans more effective. So a common data platform was a goal that came out of that. And then facilitation of relationships. So it became clear that municipalities and utilities wanted to have better relationships and wanted to meet more, get to know each other better, know who to call on the other end. But it takes a while to develop that. So Connect decided to take that on for our membership. So since then, since 2015, we've been hosting what we call utilities meetups twice a year. It's pretty simple. We invite our members, and we invite representatives from the major utility companies to come together fall and spring to talk about coordination, to talk about plans, to bring their plans, to look at areas of opportunity if they would like. But really, it's just about building relationships and knowing who to call the next time you want to talk about coordination. We also compiled a database. I mean, you might think that every municipality and every utility has the right contact at the other party. So if you wanted to call a utility and share your plans, you would know who to call. Turns out that wasn't the case. So we at Connect took that on, and we created a data platform that easily lays out the right contacts at utility companies, and also does the same for the municipalities. So the utility companies now have a list of the folks to contact at the municipalities, and municipalities have a list of the right folks to contact at the utilities that specifically operate in their geography. And then we also developed a partnership with Pennsylvania One Call. We had been discussing various options for how the development of a data platform could work. And we got a team together, and it became clear very quickly that Pennsylvania One Call, because of their history of working in the space, the resources they have, and the capacity, that it would make a ton of sense for them to spearhead this initiative. So that has obviously been a really important relationship, and that's what we're here to talk about today. So without taking up any more time, I'm going to turn this over to Marcos from Pennsylvania One Call, who's going to tell you all about Coordinate PA.
First off, thank you very much, Kristen. Thank you for giving us that background, that history of where we're at, and how we came about, how we came to today with the information that we have for you today now. My name is Marcos Bernal. I'm the liaison representative for Southwest PA. Pennsylvania One Call, we have 9 liaisons. I'll show you the map here in a second. But I really want to talk to you about today is, like we said, Coordinate PA, and how you can, what are the benefits for you, and how you can use that in the future to help you save some time, save some money, and coordinate together in the field. First off, our purpose at Pennsylvania One Call system is to prevent damage to underground facilities. To promote safety, we provide an efficient and effective communications network among project owners, designers, excavators, and facility owners. As I mentioned, we did have 9 liaisons in the state of Pennsylvania there for you to utilize. Please utilize those liaisons for you in your area. Any one of these 9 liaisons have the knowledge that should train you to help you move along and learn more about this software that we're showing you today, the Coordinate PA software. So, to get right into it, utility coordination. The current way, we have some face-to-face meetings, we have spreadsheet, we have paper plans. We have right now, utility-wise or PA One Call-wise, we have 20-plus utility coordinating committees in the state of Pennsylvania. We're still going to have those. We're not telling you because you're using this software to change that, to stop going to these meetings. We're still going to have those meetings face-to-face. We believe that face-to-face contact actually works as well, if not better. But we wanted to give you an opportunity to use maybe a better approach. Maybe share some projects online through a web-based and map-based secure repository. So this is what we're offering you here today. Just want to lead right into Coordinate PA, the benefits. The benefits of using Coordinate PA, you can define projects in an easy-to-use tool that works inside a web browser. There's no special software required. There's no licensing. You don't need to purchase anything with us. You can use this right through our website, right through your access through your username and password. You can document project records, one call obligations, and stakeholder participation of the project, and again, that's that secure repository. You can expand information gathering from a broader range of stakeholders. While doing that, you can also expand information dissemination to a broader range of stakeholders as well. So you can work beyond the planners and public works officials. You can gather, you can share information between those folks in your area. You can identify project collaboration opportunities across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You want to identify opportunities to coordinate, to collaborate, and one of the biggest things here you're going to hear is save money. You want to save money, you want to help save money with each other. You can save restoration costs. You're doing a project and you're doing a utility line main replacement down the street, and a year later the facility owner, the public works officials and folks are deciding to replace that street. They're going to replace the street. They don't want you coming in and ripping up the street that they just replaced. So why don't you work together and say, hey, we'll work together. We'll go ahead and use the gas, do the gas main at this time, or the sewer main at this time, electric line at this time. That way you can come through after and redo the street and repave the area so it doesn't have any damage after you replace it. It provides project status updates in near real time. So now we're waiting for a monthly utility meeting, a bi-monthly, a bi-quarterly, a quarterly meeting, something like that. This is updating information in near real time. You can go on the website, you can go in the application, Coordinate PA, and update the information right there as you wish. It significantly improves the impact of utility coordination. It's a common map base. It's available, like I said, in near real time. It can be securely accessed from the office or the job site. to access the system. Okay, everybody needs to have their own username or password. Okay, you want everybody to use their own username and password. The question I always get is, well, I have one from my company. Can my coworker have that? Yes, anybody within the company can have a username and password. It is free for you to use for our stakeholders, for our members and such. Please go ahead and create a username and password. The user does need to be familiar with web ticket entry. And what I mean by that is you need to have web ticket entry access. Okay, you want to know how to use web ticket entry because you're going to be asked to actually enter a design notification when you're placing the project. So, little something to start to add a project. In the top right corner here, you're actually looking at a screenshot of a live view of Coordinate PA. Right now, you can go up and add a project. You can import a project. You can import an XML file or a shape file into our database here and upload the map there directly, or you can hand map it, and I'll show you how to do that here in a little bit. But you can manually map it by drawing it yourself. Entering the projects, the project information will include geographic scope of the project details, project owner, facility type, the work type, status, and the project start and end, and the bid or let date. So we're going to ask you for this information when you're entering the projects in the system. You can use a polygon tool, like I mentioned before. If you're doing a manual drawing, you're going to use the polygon tool to draw out the points in the map, select exactly where you're working, and then you're going to add the contact information within the project as well. So they're going to ask you who's the best person to contact, who's the project contact there, and list that for you. Yes, you can list more than one contact when you're entering the contacts in the field, but it's only the contacts that you have listed within your company. If project phases are known, so a lot of these notifications are going to be placed during the design phase. Okay, maybe preliminary design, maybe final design. In the preliminary design, you may or may not know. In the final design, you may know if you're going to have phases in this job. So you have a larger job, a mile project, a 2-mile project. You want to break that up into 1,000 feet each or 2,000 feet each. You can enter that in phases. Adding the phases increases the opportunity that a portion of the project can intersect with another project. So you have one phase here, phase A, phase B, phase C. A company can come in and say, well, you know what, we're only capable to work with you in phase A, but we will help you in this particular phase. So you can narrow down some of your collaboration efforts using phases while you're placing the project in the system. Some navigation work tools we have for you. You can obviously zoom in and out on the left side of the screen there. If you use the center tool, you can actually center where you're working. If you have your location settings on your computer or phone or whatever you're using the system on, or laptop, you can use the center tool to actually center where you're working. You can use the set extent button. You can actually set the extent where you're working, where you're viewing, and the next time you log in, it goes right back to that extent. So when you first log in, you're going to see the entire state of Pennsylvania. A lot of you aren't working in the entire state of Pennsylvania, so you can actually zoom in your entire boundary where you work and always open up to that boundary. So you'll set the extent. We have 5 different base maps as well. Some of these I'm going to show you the different views here in a little bit. But the 5 different views are in the base map as well. So whatever you prefer when you're doing your GIS data or anything like that, you can use those whichever you prefer. For the most part, you're going to see when I'm doing this is the Pennsylvania one called base layer map. Opportunities to collaborate between projects are only available if the projects are public. I'm going to stress this here again later, but I want to just run it by you as well. The project must be public. You must check project public, make project public when you're entering a notification if you want others outside your company to see the project. A public project means that all users have the visibility to see the project. It's also increasing the opportunities to collaborate. So if you don't make it public, only your company can see it, only your coworkers can see it. But if you do, that means everybody that's using the system can see it, and you can start collaboration efforts that way. Users can search the map of Pennsylvania for projects as well. They're maybe searching around, they're dragging the map, click and drag, click and drag. When you're panning the map and zooming in and out, Pennsylvania automatically updates with the list of jobs in Coordinate PA as well. So when you're panning Pennsylvania, looking around the map, some of you may use some programs that do so. When you're actually working, you click and drag and pan the map, you actually see below the list of jobs that are in that area in the map view at that time. So that you can view opportunities to collaborate as well in that sense. You can look at other jobs and other projects in that particular area and maybe help plan your jobs in the future. I mentioned the list that you see. The list is right under the screen here, the bottom of the screen. There's narrow by. You have some tools that you can actually narrow down what you're looking for and filter. But this is actually where the jobs will list if you have a screen that has jobs in it. So if you're looking at the map here screen in this view, if there's jobs that are taking place on these streets that you're looking at, they're going to show up in the list. One of Coordinate PA's strengths is the ability to easily comply with PA Act 287 of 1974 as amended. The preliminary design, final design, and construction one-call tickets are easily generated and associated with the project. You're making record keeping more robust. The way you actually enter the notification, I'll show you, like I said, we're going to show you a short video of how to use the application here in a minute, but you're actually going to go in, place your original information, and it's going to pull that into your web ticket at that time. So you can actually kill two birds with one stone. We like to say, you can enter the information on Coordinate PA at the same time entering your design notification to share with the facility owners in the area, which you're required to do anyway. So you can actually enter design notifications. We had upwards of 900,000 notifications in Pennsylvania last year. Close to that. Only 4% of those were design notifications. We believe, as well as the PUC believes, that the notifications, the design notifications will help reduce damages in the state of Pennsylvania. So they're going to start focusing very much on design notifications, and are you placing them? Do you have time to plan those at that time? So you want to place your preliminary design notifications. You want to place your final design notifications. It is the law, and you should be doing so. So just a quick review. If you choose to seize your project, I mentioned if you don't choose make project public, you can coordinate your project with others in your company, but nobody outside the company will see it. So you can coordinate your project both ways, but as soon as you click public, you can coordinate with other projects in the area. So before and currently, there's face-to-face meetings still. Yes, there's spreadsheet, there's paper plans. After Coordinate PA, after the next generation of coordination, utility coordination, we're offering you is an online everything. Everything is online. So we're using no longer map plans and mailing plans and emailing stuff. You can use the Coordinate PA application to share that with others directly in real time. Oh, and by the way, it's free. So if you're a one-call member, please start using this. It's a free service. What I'm going to do now is ask if we have a minute to ask if anybody has any questions up to this point. We'll take a few minutes, maybe if anybody has a question or two for me or for Kristen or for Jim, anybody. So give us a minute here. We're going to collect some of the questions, and hopefully you do. And again, that email address was shared in the beginning there. After the questions come through, we are going to share a training video. It's never before seen outside of PA One Call, so you're in for a good treat. It's going to be how to use the program, going over some of the tools in the program, doing things like that. You're going to sit there and see some of the training that we're actually going to use in the field. So you're going to be some of the first people to ever see it. If there's any suggestions or anything, let us know. I'm going to relay this a couple times. If you run into some questions, or I don't answer something today, or Kristen doesn't answer something today, I showed you a list of the 9 liaisons. They're there for you. They're there for you to use to answer any questions you have. If you want access to the Coordinate PA,
You want to remember the email address?
Yes.
It's just gbutler
at
local government academy, all spelled out.
At localgovernmentacademy.org.
Yep.
gbutler at localgovernmentacademy.org for questions. We are going to ask you to submit those questions early. We're getting them in emails because we're going to hope to answer some of those questions that you have after the video here. So it's a short video. Again, I want to thank you for joining us today. Please send some questions over. Here comes the video for you now.
This is a short walk through Coordinate PA. The first thing I'm going to do is go to our website at www.pa1call.org. Then I'm going to want to sign in. The easiest way to sign in is to go to the Applications tab and select My POX Links. This will bring me to the list of applications that I have access to. After selecting Coordinate PA, I'm presented with my contact information. You want to confirm your contact information is correct and agree with the Pennsylvania 811 terms and conditions. Once Coordinate PA loads, you're presented with a map of Pennsylvania. But in this case, I don't want to see the map of Pennsylvania. I want to work in the area that I'm used to. So I can zoom using the scroll bar or the mouse wheel, or I can select the county and the municipality where I'd like to work. In this example, I'm going to use Center County, Ferguson Township. Once I'm comfortable with a view I'd like to see, I can set that with the Set Extent button. Because I only work in certain regions of Pennsylvania, I'm going to use the Set Extent tool, so that the next time that I log in, I'm presented with this view instead of the entire view of Pennsylvania. Now let's take a look a little bit at the interface. The top 2/3 of the screen is the map interface, and I can manipulate the toolbar by using the zoom tools or the county municipality that I want to view as I showed before. To the top right of the screen, there's a legend button that identifies the project's facility type using the APWA color code. There's also a layers button that contains moratorium streets. And I can also change the base map. Working from the Pennsylvania one-call base map to an open street map, or an open topography map, or an Esri imagery map, or the Esri National Geographic map. In this case, I'm going to stay with the POX or the Pennsylvania One Call System base layer map, which are the same maps that we use in member mapping and web ticket entry. So let's add a project. The first step is to find the area on the map where the project's going to be at. I'm going to be doing a pavement resurfacing project in Bellefonte Borough. The first step is to draw the boundaries of the project. So I'll click on Start Drawing, and I'll surround the project with a polygon. Clicking at each point where the polygon changes, and when I'm finished, I'm going to double click on the polygon. Now you will see the boundary has been created. The next step is to name the project. And the facility type in this instance is going to be Public Works. The work type field is the description of the project. This will be copied into the design ticket when it's ready to be placed. The project status options that you have are completed, in progress, inactive, or in the planning stage. We're going to choose in the planning stage for most of your projects when you're placing them in Coordinate PA. And the planned construction dates for this project, because we're in the planning process, we're going to start this one in July and we'll run it through September. The bid date for this project is going to be in June of next year as well. And you also have a list of company-specific contacts to add to the projects. In this case, I'm going to add the 2 contacts that know the most about the planned project. The Make Project Public checkbox is arguably the most important checkbox in Coordinate PA, because this allows other organizations to view your planned projects. If it isn't checked, other companies can't view what you've posted. Those inside your organization can view the information and still will see it. So when you're ready to make it public, you want to make sure you do check Make Project Public so that everybody can coordinate and help with your planning efforts. Once you finish creating the new project and made project public, you want to save and return to the project map. Then you will see that your project has been saved and would you like to create your design ticket for this project. This is when you will click yes and create the design notification. Web ticket entry will then load in a new tab. The ticket information that you already provided is then pulled from Coordinate PA. Continue working through the web ticket entry process to enter your design notification. Confirm anything that has been pulled from Coordinate PA into web ticket entry. Once you submit your design ticket, close the window and go back to Coordinate PA. You'll see that the polygon that you drew is now black. That shows that it's a public works project. If a facility owner in the area wants to see what your project is, they can simply click on your polygon on the map. You can see it's a street resurface project, it's a public works project, and the start date and time. If they want to view more about the project, they can click View. At a future date, the gas company comes in and enters their project. Now they see that their project overlaps your project in the map. So now they can contact you to see if there's any opportunities to work together in this area. Please contact your local liaison with any further questions. For access, go to the Applications tab and request applications.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that little, like I said, it was a little overview, a little bit of training mixed in there. So hopefully we didn't make it too long for you. We want to make it easy enough for you to use. We want to make sure that you can use it in the field at all times and still relay the information that you need to others. We did get some questions in as the video is playing, so thank you very much for your questions. We won't yell out who asked the question and embarrass anybody. We're going to get to the questions here. Greg's going to read some of those for us.
Okay, you ready, Marcos?
Ready.
Okay, we have 8 questions. Here's the first one.
Okay.
How many years out can projects be submitted? Also, you look good on camera.
Oh, that's in the question, actually. Great, fantastic.
Okay.
All right, good. We have companies doing upwards of 5 years of information. You can do 1, 2 years if you'd like. Some companies, like I said, have some 5 years of information already being uploaded into the system. So you can work upwards of that. I don't know if anybody has more than that available. If you do, we can work with you, but upwards of 5 years or so. You can.
Ready for the number 2?
Number 2.
Alrighty. Can the project be as generic as mill and overlay project? Or is this limited to projects such as excavate and install new stormwater management infrastructure, then resurface?
So that's what I mentioned before. Very good question. That somebody's putting a gas main or sewer main in or something like that. It is not limited to that. You have projects that are doing any excavation work at all. We want you to put it in the system. Okay, you should be planning that with design notifications anyway. Why not share it with your facility owners in the area to try to collaborate in those efforts as well? So no, it is not limited to something just like a main replacement or service replacement. You can enter those other projects in there as well. Absolutely.
Okay, third question. When we place a paving project in the application, is there any feedback to us in terms of what utilities have viewed or have been notified of the project?
Yes, there is actually. So when you're placing the information for your job in the system, you noticed in the video that I also entered the design ticket at the same time. Now, I didn't go through the whole entire design notification in the video, but I did show you at the end of that ticket when you place that design notification, it shows you all the facility owners that are in the area. They all get notified that you threw a design ticket in. They can also gain access to that project when they enter the Coordinate PA information as well. So yes, they are made aware that the project has been entered because it goes through as a design notification. So they will get the ticket as a regular design notification, whether it's preliminary design or final. They will get that notification, and you will receive the notification back as to who has been notified in that area and what responses you should be expecting.
Okay, good. I'm going to combine 2 questions. They're very similar.
Please.
Is anyone in Pennsylvania using the software now? And are there any other places in the country using similar software?
Absolutely, yes for both. There is absolutely companies using the software right now. If you go on and check out the information, it is live right now. Don't hesitate. We're not saying, hey, this is coming. This is here for you now. Please use it. Yes, there are other softwares to use as well. I'm going to be a little pro PA1 call and connecting those folks here as well when I mention ours is free. Your membership is with us. You're paying for that membership, yes. You're receiving notifications, but the software that you're using, it's, again, you're not downloading software. You're not licensing the information. You can use our information just by being a member with a one-call system. You can use that software.
Free is good.
Free is good.
Is there tech support available?
Is there tech support available? Yes. Use us non-liaisons. We also have a full information technology team at your disposal. Use us. Filter your questions through the liaison team of your area, or myself, or anybody, like I said, in your area. We will handle your issues. If you want some training, we will have that for you available as well. Any input you have for the software, we will happily take that input as well. It's your software to use.
Can we send Excel spreadsheet files?
Can you send Excel spreadsheet files? Now, obviously, we're going to work with you if you have a project large enough or something like that that you need. You can upload XML files into the system, yes. You can upload GIS shape files as well. So you can upload those directly into the system for you, like I said, XML and such. If you send them, if you'd like to send them to us, we're trying to narrow that down to just uploading those into the system. But if you need a hand with that, contact your liaison and they'll be happy to help you with that as well. So.
Okay. Last question that I have, I'm not sure if we have any others. I'll check real quick. Mm-hmm. Are there planned training sessions available?
Are there planned training sessions available? There are. We actually have one scheduled right now. It's on August 16th at 9 a.m. Yes, 9 a.m. Just got the note to confirm if you didn't see me looking. Yes, it is 9 a.m. It's at our offices at 925 Irwin Road in West Mifflin. It's at our main office of BA1 Call. Connect is actually holding registrations for that through their site, through their
email connect@pitt.edu.
So if you heard that, connect at pitt.edu for the registration. We do have right now limited to 12 seats because there's 12 actual computers that you use. So please, it's first come, first serve. If you'd like to come to us to do a training, we will absolutely love to have you. Again, that's August 16th at 9 a.m. You want us to do in-house training for you. If you have the capabilities for us to come do that for you, we would love to do that as well. Again, I'm mentioning the 9 liaisons over and over again. I sound like a broken record a little bit, I know, but we are available for you. You contact us, contact the other organizations as well. They can get to us if you don't have our info. Please let us know if you need training. We will get it to you. That's what we're here for. We want you to use the system. I'm going to be blatantly honest with everybody here on the webinar. It's not going to work if you don't use it. So please use the system, use the information. And again, you are our members. This is your software. Please let us know what you need in the system. There are further releases being scheduled and planned. So please let us know. We're going to update this and get all the information out to you. On your screen now, you're going to see some contact information for us in the video today, in the webinar today. Thank you very much for your questions. Thank you for joining us today. It was a very good informational efforts. I want to thank Sustainable Pittsburgh Local Government Academy for having us. Thank Connect for joining me, and Kristen joining me, and Jim having us. Jim's going to say a few things here to close us out. But again, thank you. Have a good day, and please use the program. It's there for you. It's going to work if you use it. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Marcos, for that. Again, you have all our contact information there. So if there were any questions that came up during that event or during this webinar that you want to reach out directly to Marcos or to Kristen or myself or Greg, please do so. Please feel free to do so. I just want to remind you there's those upcoming events. We have 3 webinars scheduled for the SCDN program, and that is on August 30th for Eco District Planning. And then on September 26th for Portfolio Manager, to how to learn how to use Portfolio Manager to save energy for your municipality or organization. It can be used by either. It can actually be used by any organization. And then we have a webinar on October 10th for PennSAF. So thank you so much for joining us today. please feel free to go to our website, Sustainable Pittsburgh. If you want to be notified of any more of these programs, go to our communities page, and you can find more information about our newsletter and webinars. Or you can go to Local Government Academies page as well to find out more information about courses that Local Government Academy is hosting. So, with that being said, one last question.
We do one last question, and I'm going to jump in here.
Sure, I will switch
This
places.
is our makeshift questions here. We're going to, why not, right?
Right.
When you indicated the project turned black in color on the map because it's the public works project, are there other colors for other types of projects? Absolutely. We use the APWA industry standard for colors. We use red for electric, yellow for gas, green for sewer. So orange for communications. Yes, you're going to see the different colors on the map. So if you're a sewer company coming in doing a project, your map's going to turn green. The public works was the paving project. It's going to turn black. You notice in the end of the video that the gas company came in and entered their project and it overlapped the black area. That's a gas company. It's the color yellow. So we're using industry standard colors there for you when you're entering the information and you see the information on the map. So absolutely, yes, there are different colors for you to see and use. So again, thank you for all your questions. I think we're finished here.
Yep.
Join us next time. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.